Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Monday night. And we begin with what could be the most important week of Donald Trump's presidency so far. He is now approaching 100 days, but there is also that other countdown tonight, the government running out of money on Saturday, his 100th day. He wants the wall on the Mexican border in the budget. He says American taxpayers would foot the bill at first, Mexico would pay later. Some Democrats tonight say it's a non-starter. And our new ABC News Washington Post poll finds President Trump with a 42% approval rating. That's the lowest of any president since 1945. But a very telling number tonight. Of those who voted for him, 96% say they would absolutely vote for him again. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Forget the 100 days milestone. The top agenda item in Washington this week may be keeping the government from shutting down. Funding runs out midnight Friday, and right now the two sides are locked in disagreement over whether the next spending bill will include money to start work on President Trump's border wall.
How confident are you that there will not be a shutdown? Can you, from that podium, guarantee that there will not be a government shutdown?
I can't guarantee.
How close can you get?
But they feel very confident that won't happen.
So he won't insist that his priorities get funded on the border, the wall, increased security.
That's not what I said.
Democrats are saying there's no way they'll agree to money for the wall. The White House says it's the president's top priority, although during the campaign, he offered a different idea on how to pay for it.
And who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? I've never done that before. That's actually cute.
Shortly after taking office, the president told David Muir that at first, taxpayers would likely foot the bill and then get paid back.
Are you going to direct U.S. funds to pay for this wall? Will American taxpayers pay for the wall?
We're going to be starting those negotiations relatively soon, and we will be in a form reimbursed by Mexico, which I've always said.
So they'll pay us back?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
As for the 100 days marker,
In my first 100 days.
In our first 100 days.
Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days.
the president has certainly shaken up Washington, signing more than 24 executive orders. He's on pace to sign more in 100 days than any president since FDR. But during the campaign, he promised action on 10 different pieces of legislation in his first 100 days. But he's only moved forward with one of those bills so far, the plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, and that, of course, still hasn't passed.
Right now, he's 0 for 10. Only one of those has actually been introduced.
Right. And I think that we're going to continue to work with Congress. As he says in that document, I will work with Congress to achieve these, and we're going to continue to work with Congress to achieve those.
But why have 9 of them not even been introduced yet?
I think when you look at what he has done in terms of Supreme Court justice, the executive orders, the number of legislation, there's a lot that has gotten done.
There'll still be a scramble this week to get things done before day 100, including talks on reviving the health care plan, and the White House promises a new tax plan will be released Wednesday. In an interview with the AP, the president acknowledged that succeeding in government is more complicated than business. Pretty much everything you do in government involves heart, he said, whereas in business, most things don't involve heart. In fact, in business, you're actually better off without it.
So let's get to Jonathan Karl. He joined us live from the White House tonight. And John, as you know, national security also playing a big role in the first 100 days. The strike in Syria, the bomb in Afghanistan, and now we're learning all 100 U.S. senators have been invited to the White House for a briefing by the president on North Korea.
They'll be briefed by the president's national security team, including the secretaries of state and defense, the director of national intelligence, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. David, it is not unusual to have a briefing like this, but what is highly unusual is for it to happen here at the White House.
And you'll be watching all week long. John Karl leading us off tonight. John.